developments in the legal battle over one of President Trump's executive orders. A Seattle judge today signed a temporary restraining order blocking the president's attempt to end birthright citizenship. It prevents Trump's executive action from taking effect for 2 weeks. It was previously set to start in late February. The legal challenge heard today is one of 5 lawsuits filed, including one that California is part of with 17 other states.
Now, birthright citizenship is also getting a lot of attention right now. Not everybody knows the role that San Francisco's Chinatown had in making it a basic right in this country.
Oh, yeah, a case here. President, ABC 7 News reporter Leanne Melendez has a look at the history.
You see the sign camera zone over there? That is the location of where Wong Kim Ark was born.
The story of birthright citizenship as we know it today begins here, on the corner of Grant Avenue and Sacramento Street.
Wong Kim Ark was a person of Chinese ancestry, born to Chinese parents who were immigrants.
Wong Kim Ark was born in 1873. His parents, like many Chinese immigrants, came to California for opportunities after the gold rush. But competition for jobs led to resentment.
We have Asian hate today, nothing like what they were 1870 to 1890. They were murdered, burned out, hung, massacred.
The U.S. then passed the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, preventing Chinese laborers from coming into the country.
So if you were a Chinese in America after 1882, you were totally excluded, not only from coming, but if you were here in America, you cannot be a naturalized citizen.
Even though Wong Kim Ark was born in the U.S., his citizenship was questioned. In 1895, as he was coming back from a visit to China, he was detained at the port of San Francisco.
And they say, look, you might have been born in San Francisco, but that doesn't make you a U.S. citizen. Yes, black people, white people, everybody else who's born in the United States is a U.S. citizen, but not Chinese.
Wong Kim Ark was a cook. He was in his early 20s. He had no money. So the community realized how important birthright citizenship is for Chinese in America.
San Francisco's Chinatown at the time was run by a coalition of community groups.
This is the Chinese Six Company. This is the city hall for Chinatown.
The Chinese Six Companies raised money from Chinatown residents and hired high-powered lawyers. They took the case all the way to the Supreme Court.
And the question was whether race mattered with regard to birthright citizenship. Are you a birthright citizenship if you're born in the United States to non-citizen parents, even if you're not white?
The country had been debating the issue throughout the 19th century. In the 1857 Dred Scott decision, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled black people born in the United States were not citizens. But then the Civil War ended slavery and the country adopted the 14th Amendment.
14th Amendment says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. A lot of courts said this is very clear. Any person born in the United States is a citizen. Doesn't say white people, doesn't say black people, it says all persons, and so it applies to Chinese.
The Supreme Court agreed. But those who want to get rid of birthright citizenship say the words subject to the jurisdiction thereof makes undocumented immigrants ineligible.
To be subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, if we go and live outside the United States, the government still has some purchase over us. We have to file tax returns. A non-citizen who leaves the United States, once they are outside the territory of the United States government has no authority over them and cannot require anything. Here we're talking about people who are here illegally. The children will be recognized as a citizen of whatever country those parents came from, but that doesn't mean they should be recognized as citizens of the United States.
The citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment doesn't say anything about your parents. It says any person who's born subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Even if the parents have relationships to some foreign jurisdiction, the child doesn't. Child is born here. The child is subject to draft registration, subject to pay taxes. It doesn't say the parents have to be subject to the jurisdiction of the United States.
Birthright citizenship was later adopted by Congress.
They put it in the U.S. Code. That means regardless of whether it's right or wrong as a constitutional matter, it is the law as a matter of statute. Unless Congress wants to change it, which they can, it's going to stay.
This is a picture of my father.
The debate is personal for Norman Wong. Norman's father was either Wong Kim Ark's son or grandson. Records of that time leave some doubt.
I have a fractured family history.
That fractured history includes his mother.
She was still 16, probably, when they had to leave.
The picture shows his mother's family with their bags packed during World War II. They were forced to leave their San Leandro home and sent to a U.S. concentration camp in Utah, simply for being of Japanese descent.
You deny your own people their citizenship rights and live as a total underclass forever. And their children. That's not supposed to be the American way.
Leanne Melendez, ABC 7 News.